Hey, have you guys ever wondered what's going on inside your town car doors with these mini vent windows? You know, where the power vent goes down first, the big one follows. You know, you could stop, just have the vent open. Stop. Nah, let's keep going. Let's go down. Well, I've got a cutout of a door so I can show you guys what's going on in there. So I'm gonna go show you that here right now. Alright, so I got this 87 town car door here. I'm guessing it's 80 through 89 was the exact same. I was just gonna show you how these window regulators work because I find it pretty fascinating. It's basically just a regular window regulator that's got your arm here and your arm here that controls the big window, just like what you would see. Like this is a 65 through 8 full-size Ford and Mercury. That's basically what's raising and lowering that window. Just a scissor type regulator that you're used to seeing. This one is a hand crank out of a 68 Ford XL fastback. You know, it's the same thing. It's got a hand crank instead of a motor, but it works the same. They all have helper springs to help even out the weight of the window, you know, so the motor doesn't have to work so hard. And then later, this is out of an 80s boxy Crown Victoria, where it just went down to having one arm instead of the scissor action type. So Ford came out with these power mini vent windows in the Lincolns in 1972. It was offered, actually I think it came standard in the town car option for the Continental. And it was optional, and then in 73 they started offering them on the full-size Fords and Mercuries too, and then they eventually added them to the Mark IVs and Thunderbirds. You know, at the time this divider glass or divider bar went down with the mini vent, and they were problematic, and you know, the glass would separate from the chrome and all that. Well, then in 1980 they came up with this, and these were a lot more dependable. And I've worked on a lot of these for people, and I just always found it fascinating. This looks complicated, but it's so much more. What am I trying to say? It's so much more easier to work on and change things than it was in the 70s. They really simplified things, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I've got a wire hooked up to it here with an 18-volt battery for a drill is what I've got it hooked up to. I've got everything greased up good. But yeah, you've got this one and this one that goes to the regulator. You know, and it's got the spring back there. So really, it's still simply just an original old scissor type regulator. But what they did was they took this piece right here and they put it in the center of it, the arm to go up to lower the power vent window. And they attached this to it, and here's your gear, your motor down here. So when I show you this motor, you know, it's going to pull this gear, it's going to pull this bracket which is attached to the vent window arm, and there's a roller in this cam, and it's going to go down, and it won't allow this window to go down until it gets around this corner. It's to me, it's genius. So I wanted to show you what's going on inside your town car. So we'll go slow this first time. So the vent goes down. It's pulling this arm down, but it's not allowing the rest of the window to go down until we get here. So the vent's down, it's going around the corner, and then it allows the rest of the window to go down. All because of one extra arm and a roller and a cam makes that possible. See that? And that's why I always say, you see how everything's moving, I always say relax the windows. It's up all the way, bump that. Just give it a little tiny bump and it takes all the tension off. And I say when you take off, just bump it a couple times and you go down, and it's just like that. When you go all the way down, bump it up. It relaxes everything. But I'm repeating myself, but I always found this fascinating. You know, you can stop. You're here. The window is up all the way. The vent's still down. And when you go, it's around the corner, so it's going to go ahead and push the vent arm up. So this arm, you know, it's got a little plastic slide in here in this track. You've got your track up here, and you've got a track here, just like any old other scissor type regulator. But I'd like to meet the person that did this if he's still alive, because I find it ingenious that you add one extra arm, a roller, and this cam to make this possible. And you got to keep this stuff greased up. You know, this right here, this is a grease point, but you can't get to it, you know, without this cut off. So I'm trying to show you. You get through, there's an access over there. You can squirt some grease in this track. You can, you know, the window's down. You can squirt some grease in this track. With the window up, you can just, if you have to rub it on your arm, just or on your finger, you could smear some grease in this track. But this here is very important. This has a roller, and that roller's got to be rolling to make this work smooth. And this cam's got to have a lot of grease on it. If your window is dragging and slow going up and down on these town cars or your Mark 6, more than likely that's the 1, 2, 3, 4 most important grease spots that you can do. That roller's got to be rolling. I've had town cars in here to work on it. The window's completely froze up. The vent will go down and then the window stops. And because this roller isn't moving, you've got to get that soaked with some good penetrating oil and then smothered in grease. So that's how your power mini vent windows work. It's basically the same old scissor type regulator for the big glass, but they added one arm and a roller and a cam to make it possible to have a mini vent. And then here's your door lock actuator, which you see in my other video. This is the door that I used to show you how you have to move, get this out of the way. If you go and watch my door lock actuator replacement, and I think it was the last video I posted, you've got to take that bolt out over there to get this window run out of the way. And then you have to drill the rivet out on that back side to get the door lock actuator. And then you've got this clip right here, which I didn't show very good in that, but you just push that clip and pull it out just like that, and that's all there is to changing it. But let me operate that for you. There's, let's see, down, believe it or not, is unlock, and up is lock. It's like opposite what you think it would be. You see, here's the arm moving, so there's lock. The actuator goes up, unlock, actuator goes down, opposite of what you'd think it would be. So I just thought that was cool to cut it out and show you guys what that is. I'll show you some other things too. You get inside here, like you see this brown wire with the black, or that might be gray. This is the plug for your heated mirror. There's the wires for your mirrors. This was on the brace that went through on this side. And then this is your illuminated entry plug right here that lights up your keyhole. You've got white with the blue stripe. That is the trigger for your illuminated entry. When you lift this up, it grounds this switch, sends it to the illuminated, well, the keyless entry module, kicks on your illuminated entry. And then you got your black with the orange stripe. That's your door ajar light. Like if you see the light on, that means that your door latch is grounded out, meaning the door isn't shut all the way. It's what all those wires are doing. I just taped them up here out of the way so we could do this video for you. So I'll run it one more time for you. Arm gets pulled down by the half moon gear until it gets around the corner, then it allows the big glass to follow. Relax there. So I just wanted to show you. I thought that I've always found that stuff fascinating and wondered why Ford was the only one that ever did it. I've got a Mark 5 out there. I'm going to do the same thing and show you what it does. I've got some 73, 74 Mercury doors that, like the Mark 5, you'll see the division bar go down. But I know the Mark 5 works. I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to show you the grease points on it too. But I just wanted to show you how that works. I've always found it ingenious. So I hope that you enjoyed it as well. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. See you next time.